Nobody tells you this, but self-awareness can make your life worse. It could ruin your life.
You know what your problem is? You see things too clearly. You notice patterns before they unfold, read between the lines when no one else does. You pick up on the shift in someone's tone, the hesitation in their words, the way their energy changes. And because of that, you can't just exist. You analyze, you overthink, you try to make sense of things that were never meant to be understood.
Because once you start to see everything, you can't unsee it, right? And I think self-awareness is a good tool to improve. Don't get me wrong, because I think I use self-improvement to improve my physical, my mental, and everything. To realize that I had very negative issues about the way I talked about myself. I used to talk about myself negatively. I used to really say negative things about who I am as a person. And I realized it impacted me in the real world because I wasn't moving with confidence. And I think that once you start to be more self-aware about what's going on with you and around the world, how people view and see you, you want to change and sometimes implement new changes. And sometimes I think that we could be hyper fixated on our flaws too much in this process, overthinking everything and not, going with our gut about what's going on. Because I think I wish I went with my gut more in certain situations where I was supposed to cut people off, but I couldn't because I was aware that I just want people to like me, right? And I think self-awareness sometimes can hinder your progression because it can stagnate you. It can hinder your progression because you're so much into questioning and overthinking and
To be so strong. How does it feel to be strong like you? Maybe I can't do it. I probably lack the talent to become a new person. What's wrong with me? Telling myself to give up. I'm the one who made the commitment to do this.
just trying to figure out stage where you don't really do much for years at a time because you just want to be perfect in your pursuit and in your way of trying to become who you are. But I think it leaves no room sometimes to let you be who you are. Let human flaw enter the chat, because I think we are so hard on ourselves sometimes that make us uncomfortable and unbearable to be with in our own body because we want to be perfect almost human beings that's never gonna happen. We have struggles like everybody else, and I think what sucks about about humans is, especially people that are very self-aware, we're aware of people who also are not self-aware. And it seems the people that are not self-aware.
Jirachi, get rid of the problem!
Get rid of problem? Okay.
Having the time of their lives because they're not worried about or thinking about the things that we're thinking about, right? They're not out there wondering how to make sure that everybody's okay, I'm okay, can we do this and all that. They're just living their lives and not second guessing a single thing. And I think people that are like that, the self-aware people would kill to be like that because they been chosen, I guess, to put on these glasses that they can't take off and nobody else can use. And even if they did, they won't see what you see. They won't experience the mental gymnastics that goes on in your mind while you're in that process. I feel like it becomes a point where it becomes a hindrance, like I said. It can become a nuisance because once you see it, you become aware of it. And once you're aware of it, you can't get it out your mind. And I think the process is you got to start trusting yourself more. And I think the people that's not self-aware, they just really go with their gut. They just know that life is going to happen and we're just going to roll with the punches. I think the people who are self-aware, they're just trying to plan out things that they can't plan for. Like you can't really plan for life. You can't plan for, like for me, I tore my ACL. I didn't plan for that to happen, right? My body's letting me know because I'm physically aware that this happens. But I think we take so much energy in trying to figure out how do we live the right life? What type of life I should be living? Why are things moving the way they're not moving in the process that I want it to move? We're not patient with ourselves. We're not living in the moment a lot of times. I think we're planning in the future so much, and then we are also looking at the past, but we're not living in the present. It's being self-aware of what's going on in our lives currently. Just being self-aware of what is going on and what is the thing that we are trying to pursue in the current state. All right, because you're never going to be a perfect person, right? Self-awareness is what that is. You're aware of self. Now, are you aware of the good parts of you? Or are you aware of the negative parts of you? It could go either way, right? Or both. I try to be aware of both. I understand I'm a work in progress. I understand that I make mistakes all the time. I don't punish myself for it. But I think self-esteem allows for that negative energy to seep in, because you're disguising it as personal growth. You're disguising it as self-growth. You're disguising it as, hey, I am working on myself. I'm critical of myself. But these things are just negative things that you're saying about yourself. These are just negative ideals you have about yourself. And I think you have to be self-aware on both sides. And I think sometimes we're only self-aware on one, right? Some people are self-aware of all the positive starts that kind of make them a little arrogant. And then you got people that's only positive, only negative, and that makes them feel worthless and depressed and sad. And nobody should feel that way about themselves when you're self-aware. Because when you become self-aware, it's just the beginning of the process of whatever you decide to do with your life. But if you keep getting to the point where you're actively, I don't want to say sabotaging, but actively thinking that you're not worth anything, then are you actually self-aware? Or are you just being mean to yourself?
And the irony, you feel alone in a crowded room because no one else seems to see what you do. But self-awareness isn't a burden, it's a power. It teaches you who to trust, what to avoid, and when to walk away. The world may not always understand you, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. Keep seeing clearly. Keep knowing yourself. Just don't let the weight of your awareness keep you from living.